Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This video is about how I am stopping my overconsumption, things that I regret spending money on, or things that I simply have overbought. The first thing I regret, which is kind of silly, self-care. Now, not all self-care you need, but somehow we are taught that we need to. So I have spent an overage on skincare and skincare services, and that includes like facials that I didn't really have to do, but mostly my vice at the time was eyebrow threading and pedicure, manicure. Now I thread my eyebrows every 2 or 3 weeks, even when I had nothing left or nothing to thread. And I remember my esthetician even telling me, you don't have eyebrows to thread anymore. But I kept doing it just because it was routine. So, which also leads me to me overbuying on skincare. I have severe eczema right now. It's under control, but I had bought every single product under the sun thinking it would do something. And then I realized that there are so many active ingredients that we don't need to put on our face, especially together mixed with other things. But this is the culture Sephora is teaching you 10 steps of everything. Just don't do it. So, you know, I am very conscious of this now because and this is why I share this too. I don't want anyone to feel shame. I witnessed my daughter, she's 14. Of course, she's growing up in this internet world where everything has to look perfect. And I have to tell her because somebody told her there's a wrinkle on her forehead. Here's some ordinary product. And I was like, let me slap you because you're not 14. You don't have a wrinkle on your forehead. And if you think that, I want you to erase that. I want you to erase that. So this all fits together, I promise, because also with all that excess, I was doing my nails every 2 weeks and my toes every 2 weeks. I loved my pedicurist. She even mentioned later, how much money you spent coming to me every 2 weeks. And so now my routine is much different. It costs a lot more to do your nails than it did back then. It used to be like 40 bucks for both. And now it's 100 for my nails, 60 for my pedicure, just getting ridiculous. So I had to cut it down. I was so addicted to gel nails. I used to think they were a part of me. I used to think the gel nails, the outfit, hair, makeup, everything had to be 110% because that's a part of me. I've got to do my nails. So now I would say in the past, oh my God, I feel naked. My nails are janky right now. They need to be done. I had to take off my gel nails because there were other periods in my life where I'd try to take them off and I would use the gel nail kits that I would get from sponsors, and they didn't work. I was like, nope, not working, go get it done professionally, until I took them off in December and saw how paper thin my nails were. Luckily, in my FabFitFun winter box, and I didn't think I needed it. I'm like, I'll just get the nail kit for my daughter. And it was from London Town. I had to use it because I was like, okay, look at your nails. Do not go back and do gel nails again. They're paper thin, let them grow out. And I used that polish and it was like, oh, this is nice. It's not just nice, it's different than the other polishes I have at home. That's another thing. I'm getting rid of probably 50 nail polishes because when I was doing my nails every 2 weeks, I was buying OPI every 2 weeks. And some of them are just like the exact same pink over and over and over. I'm like, why? What was my sickness? I just like to shop and I just like to spend money. Okay, so anyways, long story short, I discovered London Town. I went and bought another product from them. This is the nail concealer, which I bought it because you don't need a base coat or a top coat. I can feel a difference because my nails had to grow back for one. So it doesn't help them grow, but it prevents them from the breakage and the stuff I was experiencing with the regular nail polish. It dries quickly. It's a lovely formula. Okay, so I think I have a couple of these now. I had to throw the OPI away. It was because it's over 10 years old and open, and I look at that oh, it's just, I know it's throwing away money, but it's gotta go. It's gotta go. So things I look at before of what was I doing? In addition to the nail polish, every holiday, every anniversary palette of MAC eyeshadow, stuff I don't even use. Designer drop at Target, like Lily Pulitzer, Isaac Mizrahi, Mizoni, and there's only so much you can use. There's only so many plates you need. There's only so many things that I need, and I fell into that all. Okay, this is not to say that if you're doing any of the things of these things it's wrong. It's that I just look at my younger self with open eyes now and compassion, and what voids I thought I needed to fill at the time. There were purchases I made that were good. So right now I'm just pointing out the not so good ones. So other things, luxury makeup. So I did allude to this and just all the expensive creams because I got addicted to finding a cure when all these expensive creams, the more active the cream is, it could be really bad if you have sensitive skin, eczema or rosacea or psoriasis. The more active they are, it's not going to work. And I know this now as an esthetician, your skin just needs a protective barrier, which you can get in Cetaphil from Costco. And then the same goes with luxury hair care. I do not mind indulging in my hair every now and then. But I find the most important thing for me is to buy the fragrance-free and no sulfates. This doesn't mean like go buy the cheap stuff at Target. This reminds me of a conversation I had with a friend, and she asked me what I used on my hair because it's so pretty. And I said Kerastase. She was like, yeah, but I don't believe in hair care. I could just use the free stuff I get in the mail. And then I was like, why did you even ask me? But since then, that was over 10 years ago. Since then, I see that the assortment of hair care at Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, it's like, they're not your typical grocery store. It's not Pert Plus. It's like some good stuff that you can find and you don't have to spend I see ladies spending $100 on a rebate and their hair does not look good. And there's a reason for that, okay? Which also goes into hair tools like $600 hair dryers. If you don't know how to take care of your hair, it's not gonna look good even with the expensive products. Face tools, I bought all of it. Clarisonic, little handheld face cleaners, all that stuff, it ends up in a drawer. But I do use two things now. So face cleansers, you just have to wash your face with the correct products. Use a cleanser with a little alpha hydroxy or beta hydroxy from time to time so you get that exfoliation. The brush I use is the same Shiseido brush that I've been using since I worked for Shiseido in like 2000, and it works just fine, and sometimes I don't even use it. The two products I use now for my face, because they were given to me and because I am at that age where I need it. I just got this Amiro LED face lamp, and this was something I was looking for. I discovered LED. So the infrared light, I discovered my friend had a salon where I would put my face under the big lamp and it would make my inflammation disappear. And that was when I was having severe eczema flares. So she closed her salon. I wanted to get one at home, and thankfully Amiro sent me one. It works. I love it. It's relaxing. It does heal my skin. Now, the other thing I use, also sponsored to me a couple years ago, is the Magellan. It's a microcurrent. Microcurrent is nothing new. If you might have a facialist that does it for you. There's the brand right now that's popular is called New Face that you can get at Nordstrom. It creates a little current in your face, and it's basically dumbbells exercising for your face, and it works. I don't do it every day. I do it every now and then, at least once a week, just for like a pick-me-up. That's kind of my self-care these days. Instead of paying $200 for a facial, get the things at home. I don't have time to do all the self-care that I used to do before I became a mom. So also with that luxury car, I did fall into that trap. Now, I fell into all of this, most of this, after I got divorced, single mom, really needed things to make me feel better because I was avoiding the therapy that I needed. And then also losing my mom, so I was filling that void of like that love is gone from the person who raised me. Anyways, so I made the mistake of leasing a Mercedes because I had unwell-meaning friends saying, you deserve it, do it. And the worst thing you could do is lease a car. I mean, my dad had taught me never to buy used car, and not just my dad. Like, I listened to a lot of financial advice growing up, and here I am leasing a car to fill a void. And if you walk into a car dealership, you don't even have to have a job, and they're like, yeah, here, sign, you got it, we can do it for you. Then I find myself 3 years later in credit card debt because I had to pay for that car. And then after the 3 years, let's just roll you into another one because you can't afford a down payment for a car at this time. So we're just going to roll you into another lease. And after all that, that was 6 years of money that could have been put into a retirement account, paying my bills, anything else. But at least that's expired and then you have nothing to show for it. So then I did make the decision to buy a Tesla. I don't give that advice to everyone. There are younger people I know in their 20s who bought the Tesla, and it's a big payment. And I know at their age, I'm like, God, how do you do that? And even one girl was like, oh, I don't like the payment. Because it's way more than what a used Honda would cost you. Okay, but my justification at the time, like I had a huge incentive and I made it a goal to pay it off, and I paid it off. I paid it off a full year sooner. Now I live in Southern Cal, monthly gas bill, 75% of a car payment. So it made sense to me at the time. So I don't regret it. You know, I also am at the point in my life, I have my house, I have a mortgage. Car wasn't a huge sacrifice, but I would have done things differently with the lease, for sure, for sure. Now, lastly, spending money on meal services. I did that thinking it would improve my life. Now, I did a video on this with a factor 75. I actually gained weight, but the plus about that was that I learned I didn't need the meal prep, the meal service. I learned I can cook things on my own. And then I also learned when I started cooking things on my own and figuring out what was good for my body, that I didn't need to eat all the excess junk. So it was kind of a combo of the meals, because they were high in fat, but I was still eating snacks outside of that meal. Cooking for yourself at home, you're eliminating the additives and the sugar and the salt that you get when you don't cook your own food. And that's what is going to make the change in my body. And lastly on the list is I stopped my car wash subscription. I used to do an unlimited, it's like $19 a month. And hey, it just rained, so I got a free car wash. But I realized I can actually do this less, because it was also taking my time. It was almost like this, what do you call a buffer activity of oh, I'm busy, I'm getting my car wash, to take away from oh, I'm busy, I should actually be doing my work right now, but instead I'm at the car wash. So it's like this fake buffer, yeah, I'm doing something productive, but you're not. And then I'm also wasting money. So I can cut down on the car washes once a month, and I just pay for it, $8 or whatever it is, instead of that monthly subscription. Okay, now again, I'll put this disclaimer that if you're doing some of these things, it doesn't mean it's wrong. I just did what's good for me. So I feel like there's going to be a part 2 to this video, because I can think of so many more things that now, and it's not becoming a minimalist, it's literally just looking at everything I have and realizing where I have overspent. And I hope it does help someone in your life, in your journey, whatever you're going through. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. I do appreciate you guys so much. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget to come back. I will see you soon. Bye.